Ever wondered if your daily habits hide dangers that could turn deadly after 70? As we age, our bodies grow more vulnerable to health risks that often lack clear warning signs. Many believe sudden death is just a tragic, unpredictable twist of fate. But the truth? Specific triggers sharply raise the odds of life-threatening emergencies, often ignored until it's too late. In this video, we'll uncover 6 silent, sudden death triggers that can catch you off guard past 70. Not random health worries, but stealthy killers striking when least expected. From unnoticed heart issues to seemingly harmless routines, each can wreak havoc if unchecked. The good news? Knowing them empowers you to act and slash your risks. Stick with me to the end. These insights could be the difference between thriving in your golden years or facing an avoidable crisis. You'll leave knowing what to watch for and how to protect yourself. Haven't subscribed? Hit that button and ring the bell for more life-quitting tips. Let's dive in. As we journey into our later years, it's not always disease that poses the greatest risk. Sometimes it's the very medications meant to keep us healthy. After 70, mistakes like taking the wrong dose, skipping a pill, or mixing drugs that don't play well together can lead to serious trouble. From heart problems to strokes or even life-threatening bleeding, our bodies change as we age, metabolizing drugs more slowly, which can amplify their effects and make even a small error dangerous. But with a little vigilance, you can stay in control and keep those risks at bay. Take Evelyn, an energetic 81-year-old from Savannah, for instance. She'd always been careful with her health, managing a blood thinner for her heart condition with ease. But one summer, her knee started aching, so she reached for an over-the-counter painkiller she'd used years ago, thinking it was harmless. She didn't realize it could clash with her prescription, and soon she felt dizzy and weak. Assuming she was just hungry, she ignored the signs until she collapsed from internal bleeding. Thankfully, a quick trip to the hospital got her back on track, but it was a wake-up call. Evelyn learned that even common medications can turn risky when combined, and she vowed to be more cautious. The good news is that staying safe doesn't take much, just a few smart habits. Keep an updated list of every medication you take, including overdose drugs, and share it with your doctor at every visit. A simple pill organizer can make it easy to stick to your schedule, especially if you're juggling multiple prescriptions. And before starting anything new, even something as familiar as a pain reliever, check with your doctor or pharmacist to avoid dangerous mixes. These small steps can make a world of difference, giving you peace of mind and keeping you healthy. Evelyn's experience was a reminder that a little caution goes a long way. Now she uses a pill organizer, keeps her medication list handy, and never hesitates to ask questions about new drugs. It's not about fear, it's about staying empowered to live your life to the fullest. If menacing meditations is something you're thinking about, drop a 1 in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're staying vigilant or any tips you've picked up along the way. Your health is worth protecting at any age. Sepsis is a silent threat that can turn a small infection into a life or death crisis, especially for those of us in our later years. It's not only a strange or obvious, it sneaks in with vague symptoms like tiredness, a slight fever, or a bit of confusion. Things we might brush off as just feeling under the weather. But in older adults, where immunity isn't as robust, the key is catching it early. Because when it comes to sepsis, acting fast can save lives, while waiting can be deadly. Take Walter, a spirited 79-year-old from Savannah, for example. Always active, he loved tending his rose garden and swapping stories with neighbors. But one summer, he started feeling unusually worn out and noticed he was making more trips to the bathroom than usual. He chalked it up to getting old and didn't think much of it. What he didn't know was that a urinary tract infection was brewing, and without quick treatment it turned septic. By the time he felt feverish and weak, his organs were struggling. Thankfully, his daughter insisted on rushing him to urgent care, where doctors caught it just in time. Walter's recovery was a wake-up call. He now knows that even small signs, like chills or persistent fatigue, mean it's time to act. The truth is, sepsis doesn't announce itself with a clear warning bell, especially for seniors. A mild fever, feeling foggy, or even a faster heartbeat can be clues. If something feels off, whether it's a lingering cut, a urinary issue, or sudden weakness, don't hesitate. Call your doctor or head to urgent care. Early treatment, often with antibiotics, can stop sepsis in its tracks and keep you living the full, vibrant life you love. It's not about living in fear. It's about listening to your body and giving it the care it deserves. Walter's story is a powerful reminder that vigilance can make all the difference. He's back to his garden now, but he's quicker to speak up when something feels wrong. If the idea of staying alert to infections like sepsis resonates with you, drop a 2 in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're keeping your health first. Your strength and awareness are worth celebrating, at any age. Blood clots are sneaky, quiet dangers that can form in your legs without a whisper of warning, lying in wait until they break free and travel to your lungs, triggering a life-threatening pulmonary embolism. Even the most active among us aren't immune, especially if we spend too long sitting still. For seniors, what seems like a harmless ache or a bit of swelling can be a critical signal, and ignoring it can lead to serious consequences. The good news? A little awareness and a few simple habits can go a long way in keeping you safe and active. Like Clarence, a vibrant 76-year-old from St. Louis, for example. He loved nothing more than settling in for a long afternoon of classic westerns on TV, his feet propped up and a bowl of popcorn in hand. But one week, he noticed his calf felt tight and a little swollen after a particularly long binge-watching session. He brushed it off as just stiffness from sitting too long. Give it take. A few days later, he suddenly felt dizzy and collapsed, barely able to catch his breath. At the hospital, doctors discovered a blood clot had traveled to his lungs. Thankfully, quick treatment saved him, but it was a wake-up call. Clarence learned that even active folks like him, who walked daily, could be at risk if they stayed still for too long. The signs of a clot aren't always ailing, but they're worth watching for. Swelling in one leg, redness, warmth, or even a heavy, achy feeling that doesn't go away. The good news is you can lower your risk with small, practical steps. Get up and move around every hour, even if it's just a quick stroll to the kitchen. Stay hydrated to keep your blood flowing smoothly, and consider compression socks, especially during long sits or travel. They're like a gentle hug for your leg. If you spot any warning signs, don't wait, call your doctor right away. Catching a clot early can make all the difference, keeping you free to enjoy the activities you love. Clarence is back to his westerns now, but he sets a timer to remind himself to stretch his legs, and he's diligent about checking for swelling. His close call taught him that a little vigilance can protect the full, active life he cherishes. If the idea of staying alert to blood clot resonates with you, drop a 3 in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're keeping active and aware. Your health and vitality are worth celebrating, at any age. When you stand up too fast and the world starts to spin, it's not just a fleeting moment. It could be a warning sign. Postural hypotension, a sudden drop in blood pressure when you rise, can turn a simple movement into a dangerous stumble, especially for those over 65. It's more than dizziness. It's a risk that can lead to devastating falls, broken bones, and even life-threatening complications. Take Emma, a spry 78-year-old from Portland, known for her love of morning walks and lively chats at her local coffee shop. One sunny Tuesday, she popped up from her chair to greet a friend across the room. In an instant, her vision blurred, the cozy cafe seemed to tilt, and she crumpled to the floor. The crack of her hip breaking was a sound she'd never forget. What followed was a cascade of hospital stays, surgeries, and a fight to regain the independence for Emma, that one fall changed everything. As we age, our bodies don't adjust blood pressure as quickly as they once did. Standing up sends blood rushing downward, and if your system can't catch up, you're left lightheaded or worse on the ground. Common medications like those for high blood pressure or diuretics can make it worse. So can something as simple as not drinking enough water. Emma, for instance, had been so caught up in her busy mornings that she often forgot to sip water, leaving her dehydrated and vulnerable. Good news? You can take steps to protect yourself. Rise from chairs or beds slowly, giving your body time to adjust. Keep a water bottle handy and make hydration a habit. Think of it as fuel for your resilience. Talk to your doctor about your medications. Sometimes a small tweak can make a big difference. And if you're feeling unsteady, don't brush it off. Awareness is your first line of defense. Falls don't have to be a part of aging. They're not inevitable. By understanding postural hypotension and taking simple precautions, you can keep doing the things you love, whether it's gardening, dancing, or just enjoying a coffee with friends without fear. If you've ever worried about falling or want to share your story, drop a 4 in the comments below. Let's start a conversation and keep, those days when you just don't feel quite right? Maybe a little queasy, a touch of tiredness that won't shake, or an odd ache in your jaw or shoulder? It's easy to chalk it up to a bad meal, a restless night, or just getting older. But sometimes those quiet, nagging feelings are your heart whispering a warning. Silent heart attacks sneak in without the dramatic chest pain we expect, leaving damage that can change your life or end it before you even know what's happened. Take Clara, a vibrant 68-year-old from Tucson who loved her weekly hikes and baking pies for her grandkids. One spring morning, she woke up feeling unusually worn out, with a strange discomfort in her jaw and a hint of nausea. She brushed it off, thinking she'd overdone it at her gardening club, or maybe eaten something that didn't sit right. Clara powered through as she always did, sipping coffee and planning her day. Weeks later, during a routine checkup, her doctor's face turned serious. Tests showed Clara had suffered a silent heart attack, leaving her heart muscles scarred and weakened, teetering on the edge of sudden cardiac arrest. That jaw pain and fatigue, they were clues she wished she'd heeded. Silent heart attacks are sneaky, because they don't shout. Instead of crushing chest pain, you might feel subtle signs. A wave of dizziness, a vague unease in your upper body, shortness of breath, or even what feels like heartburn. For women especially, symptoms can be so mild they're mistaken for stress or menopause. But every moment you ignore them, the damage grows. Clara's story isn't rare. Studies suggest up to half of all heart attacks go unnoticed at first, especially in folks over 65. When the body's signals get quieter and risks like high cholesterol or diabetes stack up. The good news is you can take charge. If something feels off, whether it's persistent fatigue, a strange ache, or a gut sense that's hard to pin down, don't wait. Knowing your numbers, cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, gives you power. So does listening to your body, even when it's only whispering. Clara's now on a mission to share her story, urging her friends to pay attention to the small stuff and get checked. She's back to her hikes, a little slower, but just as determined, with a new gratitude for every step. Your heart's too important to ignore. If you've ever wondered about those odd, fleeting symptoms, or want to protect your health as you age, let's talk about it. Drop a 5 in the comments below to share your story, or just let me know you're here. Together we can keep our hearts beating strong. You've probably had those moments after a big slice of pie, or a handful of cookies, when you feel a little off, maybe shaky, tired, or just not yourself. It's tempting to shrug it off as a sugar crash or just needing a nap. But for folks over 65, those moments could be a red flag, a sign of blood sugar spikes that sneak up quietly and pack a dangerous punch. Left unchecked, these spikes can set the stage for heart attacks, strokes, or other emergencies, especially if diabetes is lurking undiagnosed or poorly managed. Meet Hazel, a lively 74-year-old from Savannah, who was the heart of her book club and famous for her peach cobbler. One humid afternoon, after indulging in some sugary lemonade and a few extra cookies at a picnic, Hazel felt a wave of exhaustion and a tremor in her hands. She laughed it off, blaming the heat and her busy week. But later that evening, a sudden severe stroke landed her in the hospital, fighting for her life. Doctors discovered that a blood sugar spike, triggered by those treats, had pushed her body over the edge. Hazel had no idea her occasional thirst, fatigue, and blurry vision were signs of uncontrolled diabetes, a condition that, with age, had quietly made her insulin less effective. As we get older, our bodies don't handle blood sugar as smoothly. The pancreas, which pumps out insulin to keep glucose in check, starts to lag. Big meals, sugary snacks, or even stress can send blood sugar soaring. And if diabetes isn't managed, those spikes can damage blood vessels, raising the risk of catastrophic events like Hazel's stroke. Medications might need adjusting, and simple things like skipping meals or not drinking enough water can throw things off balance. Hazel's story is a wake-up call. What feels like just a bad day could be your body crying for attention. The good news? You can take control with small, smart steps. Keep an eye on how you feel after meals. Shakiness, excessive thirst, or feeling wiped out could be clues. A balanced diet with whole grains, lean proteins, and plenty of veggies helps steady your blood sugar. If you're on diabetes meds, stick to your plan and talk to your doctor about any changes. Hazel now uses a simple glucose monitor to track her levels, and she swapped sugary drinks for water or unsweetened tea. Regular checkups and honest chats with your doctor about symptoms, like fatigue or frequent urination, can catch problems early before they spiral into a crisis. Hazel's back to her book club, savoring life with a new awareness. She wants everyone to know that blood sugar spikes aren't just a number. They're a call to listen to your body You don't have to give up the foods you love, but a little vigilance goes a long way. If you've ever worried about blood sugar, felt those odd symptoms, or just want to stay ahead of the game, drop a 6 in the comments below. Share your story, and let's keep each other healthy and strong for all the moments that matter. We've uncovered 6 silent sudden death triggers after 70. Silent heart attacks, postural hypotension, blood clots, infections, medication errors, and blood sugar spikes. These hidden dangers, often ignored, can strike without warning, but simple steps like spotting subtle symptoms, staying active, managing meds, and monitoring health can slash risks and add vibrant years. Reflective awareness is your shield. Small changes, slow standing, hydration, or double-checking prescriptions can be lifesavers. This video isn't about fear. It's about empowering you with knowledge to control your health and savor life's joys with loved ones. Which trigger surprised you? How will you stay proactive? Share your story in the comments below. Your insights could save lives. Your voice matters, so don't hold back. If this video opened your eyes, give it a like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for more tips to thrive in your golden years. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.